What's up, Campus Live fans, and welcome to the Attorney Stephen Hamilton pregame live show, live here in beautiful Lubbock, Texas, out here at Golf Suites. Of course, we just want to say thanks to Attorney Stephen Hamilton and their law group, but we also wanted to thank our other sponsors out here at Campus Live with Roof Master, JSI Services, Paint Doctor, and the Exceptional Community Hospital for their proud support of Campus Live, and as well as thanking Golf Suites for, of course, being the host of every single away live show for football and basketball from this past season. If you want to come out, hang out with us, come watch the live show. There's the best food and game day drink deals in town. Make sure to come out to Golf Suites. It should be an amazing day. Skyler, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm feeling great. It's an absolutely beautiful day today, and I wish I was out on the course today, but there's no place better than Golf Suites, so come out to Golf Suites, get some drinks, and get some food, and have a good time.
Absolutely. Just like Skyler said, it's a beautiful day outside today. If you want to come in into one of their golf bays, hit some golf balls, watch Texas Tech face off versus number 4 ranked Iowa State. That's what we're going to be talking about all day today, letting you know every single thing that you need to know heading into this matchup. It's one of the biggest games of the year in the Big 12 and for Texas Tech in general, and it should be a great one, Skyler.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. It doesn't get any better than Texas Tech versus Iowa State, so we've been playing some dogs recently, and the Big 12 is very stacked, so it's going to be a good game today.
Absolutely. And in our first segment, we're going to start off kind of recapping the last 2 games, 2 home games actually. After our last live show, it was on Valentine's Day when we faced off versus the Arizona Wildcats, when we went on the road and got a huge upset victory, led, of course, by JT Toppin. Had a huge game that day, but unfortunately, a few days after that, JT tore his ACL and is now out for the season. So these past 2 weeks have really been kind of interesting. It's been a roller coaster of emotions. Even Grant McCaslin has said how emotional it was that week of JT's injury, but they bounced back well. And that's what we're going to talk about in this first segment. These past 2 home games, Kansas State and Cincinnati. Skyler, what do you think about the Kansas State game first after losing a guy like JT Toppin?
I think it was a good game for us. When you lose your star player like that, it's very hard, and then hard on the team, so it's hard to come out and have that fire under you. But I think Kansas State was the best team we could have played in the Big 12, honestly, just to get us going and get the tempo going again. And oh, what a night from Christian Anderson. That dude has been on fire. So that is a good thing for Christian Anderson. He's probably going to lead the offense more, but it's sad to see JT going, but we haven't missed a stride yet, so we keep on shooting threes and keep on winning games.
Absolutely, and in that game, like Skyler said, Christian Anderson was huge, but how about Donovan Atwell in that game? Being the leading scorer for Texas Tech with 26 points, he had 8 3-pointers. He's been one of the best shooters in the whole entire country this year, Skyler.
Oh, yeah, he's absolutely exciting to watch when he's on fire. It's just like you can't see him miss. Like when he's on fire, it's like going in every time. So it's exciting to see Atwell get that number 2 role, and I hope to see him keep shooting like this.
Absolutely, and in that game, he actually broke the all-time season record for 3-pointers made by a Texas Tech basketball player. He now has over 100 threes on the season. And besides Donovan Atwell, too, Lawan Watts played one of his best games of the year versus Kansas State, had 19 points in that game. He's a guy now with JT Toppin out for the rest of this year. He has to be the number 3 or number 2 option every single game. He cannot have those ghost games we've seen throughout this year, especially in the Big 12, where he has 3 or 4 points and then he'll have a 20-point game. Skyler, what do you kind of think about Lawan Watts and how he played versus Kansas State?
I think he played absolutely great. It kind of seems like if we're going to win games, we need Lawan Watts and Donovan Atwell kind of combining for 30 points at least. So Lawan Watts, I think he could be a really good number 2 for us. And if he wants to be the future of Texas Tech, this is a perfect time to start. So I think for us to win today, we would have to have Donovan Atwell and Lawan Watts kind of running the offense today.
Absolutely, and 6 different guys in this game versus Kansas State had at least 3 rebounds, and whenever you're trying to replace one of the best rebounders in the whole entire country with JT Toppin and also one of the best offensive rebounders in the country, he averaged obviously 11 rebounds per game in total, but 4 offensive rebounds in the country. In this game, we out-rebounded Kansas State by 12, and then like I just said, 6 different guys chipping in with 3 or more rebounds in the game. That is where you have to replace JT Toppin kind of in the aggregate, so to speak, because JT, in his absence, you're missing one of the best rebounders in the whole entire country, and he even expressed that to Coach McCaslin, saying, Coach, I don't know how we're going to rebound from here on out, but it's been great to see us rebound as a team collectively ever since his absence, Skyler.
Yeah, JT Toppin, you can't get better than him at rebounding. So we did lose him, but we haven't missed a stride yet on rebounding. So it kind of gave a fire for our bigs just to be like, we're going to be the ones rebounding. We're going to take place for JT. So it's good to see.
Absolutely. And, besides the rebounding, too, the shooting efficiency that we've seen, especially in this Kansas State game, Texas Tech, we shot nearly 55% from the field and 46% from three. Just exactly what you need to see whenever you're going to be missing that inside presence from JT Toppin. Like we said earlier, Donovan Atwell, 26 points. Christian Anderson had 21 points. DeLon Watts had 19. But Luke Bengboye chipping in with 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks. He was massive in this game versus Kansas State, especially whenever Kansas State kind of went on a little bit of a run to start off in the second half. And then you saw us on the defensive end and the rebounding effort from guys like Luke Bengboye getting those block shots, leading out to those fast break points. That's where you saw Texas Tech extend that lead and then obviously end up winning the game by 28 points, Skyler.
Yeah. Well, Kansas State tried to slow the game down for them, and that's like really what they had to do. But we're so stretched out, and they couldn't keep up with our balanced offense, and we're just making threes. So nobody in the country can play with us if we're making threes. So.
Absolutely, and that's kind of what you saw when you move into this Cincinnati game too. Cincinnati, one of the hottest teams in the whole entire country. As this game was taking place, they were in the top 5 in KenPom since the beginning of the month of February, and we'll discuss it later. Cincinnati, they're playing right now. Actually, they are destroying Oklahoma State. One of those teams trying to fight and scratch and claw their way into one of these last at-large bids into the tournament. They beat Kansas on the road by double digits. They've beaten Iowa State this year. And without JT, they have one of the best front courts in the Big 12 as well with Mustafa Thiem and Baba Miller. And you saw us completely dominate them on the glass, actually out-rebounding them more than we did even in the Kansas State game. We out-rebounded them by 16. And even after Cincinnati, they started off crazy hot in this game, 9 of 9 from the field. We played amazing defense the majority of the rest of this game, and that's why you saw us win this game 80-68, Skyler.
Yeah, Cincinnati is a team that is not to be messed with recently. After beating Iowa State, Houston, and Kansas, those are top 25 teams right there, and then 2 top 5 teams as well. So, and then just talking about how JT was gone, no rebounding, we out-rebounded Cincinnati, and they're pretty much bigger than us throughout the depth chart. So I think we played great. Christian Anderson had a huge night with 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. Just needed 3 more for the triple-double. That's all we needed, Christian. But we need another huge game from Anderson again just to keep us rolling and kind of just to see how his star potential, really.
Yeah, and today in this game versus Iowa State, Christian Anderson absolutely, like just Skyler said, unfortunately, but also fortunately that you do have a guy like Christian Anderson now with JT out. He's going to have a similar performance in today's game. It wouldn't surprise me if he's once again the leading rebounder in this game because of how physical he is and how aggressive he is, getting those defensive rebounds and then leading up the offense in the court on those fast break opportunities. He's going to be the main assist guy too. We'll discuss it later. It's going to be a very difficult matchup as Tamin Lipsey and Traore for Iowa State are 2 of the best defensive guards in the whole entire Big 12. But as we stay on this game versus Cincinnati, Texas Tech closing the first half on a 15-2 run and taking that 42-34 lead into the break. Really, you saw the defensive effort completely spike for the rest of this game after they did start 9 of 9 from the field in Cincinnati. Seeing them finish the game 8 of 24 and only 40% from the field, that is the defensive effort that Texas Tech has to have collectively as a unit the rest of this year. What do you think of our defense this past Tuesday, Skyler?
It was absolutely great just to see them have a fire lit under them, because when you lose a good player like JT, you have people kind of counting you out. So it's good that you got Christian Anderson becoming the lead role, and then having Donovan Atwell, he's a great defender, and so is DeLon Watts. So it's good to see them going at it defensively, and it's fun to watch because the championship teams are built on defense. So I hope our defense continues to play like this, and hopefully we get the win against Iowa State today.
Absolutely. Whenever you're playing a front court that's as good as Cincinnati's was, you might even be playing a better front court today with Iowa State. I would say they are better within Cincinnati's front court. You're going to need that same defensive effort. And a few guys, I wanted to touch on real quick. Josiah Mosley and Mariel Akuntak versus Cincinnati were huge in this game. Once again, versus Cincinnati, there were 6 different guys with over 3 rebounds. And Mariel Akuntak and Josiah Mosley had a couple offensive rebounds in this game that were huge, got us some second chance opportunities that led to points. What did you think of their effort on the offensive end this past game, Skyler?
Well, we need those scrappy players to come off the bench because that just kind of creates the fire again, like I said. And Mosley's been playing great minutes off the bench, and he's a guy that's going to go down, dive for a rebound, and a guy that's going to lock up whoever he wants to. So we need more players like that. If we're going to be a top team in the country, we got to keep on playing with this intensity, guys. Come on, we need it today.
Hey, we need it today, absolutely, versus Iowa State. And really, that's kind of what we wanted to wrap on in this segment today. We're going to be discussing, once again, all things Iowa State as we move forward throughout this live show. And we just wanted to say thank you, fans, once again, for coming out and supporting us. And if you want the best drink and food game day deals in town, make sure to come out to Golf Suites and join us here for the Attorney Stephen Hamilton pregame live show. And stay tuned for part 2 as we will be discussing all things Texas Tech related. Reckham. What's up, Campus Live fans, and welcome back to the Attorney Stephen Hamilton pregame live show, live here from Golf Suites in beautiful Lubbock, Texas. It's a beautiful day out here today, and if you guys want to come out, make sure to come out to Golf Suites. They have some of the best game day drink and food deals in town, as well as all these beautiful golf bays right behind us. Once again, beautiful day outside. Come out, enjoy some golf and some great food and drinks. And we just wanted to also thank our sponsors, of course, with the Attorney Stephen Hamilton Law Group, but also with Roofmaster, JSI Services, Paint Doctor, and the Exceptional Community Hospital for their proud support of Campus Live. And we're going to get into all things Texas Tech in this segment. Skyler, we're 21-7 this year. We have big wins over Duke, Houston, Arizona, BYU. And in the initial March Madness rankings, the committee actually put them out last weekend. We were ranked as the top 4 seed, even after JT Toppin's injury. So the committee obviously is respecting our resume, even without Toppin. They did say they dropped us from a 3 seed to a 4 seed with his injury, but that we would have enough room and time to make up that lost ground that was lost from JT's injury and potentially move back up to a 3 seed. And in today's game versus Iowa State, this is an opportunity, absolutely right here.
Yeah, it's very respectable by them too, because JT is such a good player, and he's probably the best player in the country, like stat-wise. But what perfect game to show us that we belong in the bracket, number 3 seed in Iowa State, right? So we beat Duke, we beat Houston, we beat Kansas. We can beat anybody, really. It just comes down to how well we're shooting, because we beat all those good teams, but we also lost to some pretty bad teams as well. So I would like to see us not kind of play to other teams' levels, but today we need to play at Iowa State's level and be a dog today. So hopefully our 3-point shooting's good, and I think we're going to come out with a win today.
Yeah, and you heard Grant McCasland talk about it all last week. Really, I said it in the first segment, how hard it was for the program really to just get over the loss of JT, but to know that they had to bounce back. This season is not over yet. And if you know how big of a competitor that Grant McCasland is and how he teaches his team to compete night in and night out, you know that giving up is not an option at all. They're not going to lay down. And you've seen that in the 2 games since JT's injury, winning both by double digits. And it's been really encouraging to see the offensive efficiency, honestly, without JT. I mean, I think even me and Skyler up here could have really questioned what our offense was going to look like without JT, but to see us score 80 points and 100 points in the 2 games without him, yes, it was versus Kansas State and Cincinnati, but to see how efficient we were on the offensive end, in my opinion, has been the best sight to see without JT. Skyler, what have you thought about really our offense in this drought without JT?
Well, it seems to me that we're going to have to play a little bit of fast offense and then kind of small ball in a way. So kind of similar to Golden State plays a little bit. Like I said before, that kind of reminds me of how we kind of run tempo and all that. Even the Indiana Pacers play small ball a lot, and they're a great team. So we could play small ball, but it just matters if we're making shots and then getting back on defense. And we got to get rebounds. So Christian Anderson is doing great getting rebounds as a guard, but we would like to see maybe Jalen Petty start scoring more to give Christian Anderson a little bit less shots up and then get him comfortable. And then I like to see Donovan Atwell as well get a couple more boards and some kind of show off his playmaking skills. So we've been doing great, and I'm excited to see how our team stacks up against an actual great team.
Yeah, and really what we had kind of discussed earlier too, talking about the other guys who have chipped in who really haven't played that much this year. Josiah Mosley was basically out the first 2.5 months of the season with an injury. Muriel Akuntak played in the beginning of this year. He got hurt as well. He missed about a month of the season. Now seeing both of these guys spell JT in his absence, once again, I've loved what we both really have loved what we've seen from Josiah Mosley. And he's a guy, he's 6'9", he is, I mean, Akuntak's 6'11", but I mean, he stands there next to Luke Bamboya, and Akuntak, he has the size to play in that small ball lineup as the 5, just like Skyler had just said. And he's athletic enough where he can go guard guards out there on the perimeter too. You see how high he can jump. I mean, every game since he's been back, he's caught an alley-oop or he's dunked it, got an offensive rebound. He's a very athletic player. Really, the next chapter to his game is developing that outside shot at a consistent rate. And I think Josiah Mosley can absolutely be an all Big 12 type of player for Grant McCasland and the Red Raiders.
Oh, for sure. Just having like a smaller big in a way, but he can play as a guard and a big, so he can go up and guard a center if he needs to. That really helps our team to kind of control the tempo. So you see many teams do that as well, because when you have two big men, they're not going to be able to keep up with these smaller guards. And if we're shooting on a good night, I think we can beat any team in the country.
Yeah, and whenever you're discussing Texas Tech and kind of what we had discussed earlier about being that top 4 seed, this is the chance where you can add back onto that resume. We kind of discussed it just a second ago. We have beaten on the original top 16 bracket the number 2, 3, and 6 overall seeds, and 4 of our losses were to the 6, 7, 8, and 10 seeds. So that just speaks how tough our schedule has been and really how many great wins that we've had. And of course, obviously we get Iowa State today, and they were the last number 1 overall seed. So if you were to somehow win this game today, you would have 3 wins over 3 of the 4 number 1 overall seeds in the original March Madness bracket from the committee. Skylar, how crazy would that be?
Yeah, that would be insane. It kind of seems to me that the bracket this year in March Madness runs through the Big 12. You're gonna have to see against these Big 12 teams, and I think our schedule is absolutely monstrous this year. So for us to be 21-7, I don't really care too much about that, because we do play probably one of the toughest schedules in the country with being in the Big 12. So I think we're gonna do pretty good today, honestly, because I think just our tempo and how fast our guards move, we're just gonna have to kind of not get flustered when Iowa State's all up on top of us, because these guys, they will suffocate on defense. So as long as we don't get flustered and we keep shooting our shots and then play the game like we play, we'll be perfect for today.
Yeah, and I think that's what's the most frustrating maybe part of this whole deal is now being without JT Toppin. You knew that the ceiling of this team was absolutely to contend for a national championship in March Madness, but now that they do not have JT, I think this is kind of a perfect segue into our injury report segment sponsored by the Exceptional Community Hospital. Fans, it's time for this week's injury report presented by, once again, the Exceptional Community Hospital. And be sure to visit their 24/7 state-of-the-art hospital and ER located at 6401 Spur 327 here in Lubbock. They accept all insurances and have short ER wait times. And once again, the Exceptional Community Hospital is a proud partner and supporter of Campus Live for this week's injury report. Of course, we've been talking about it all day. Texas Tech now without JT Toppin, but we kind of wanted to have a discussion on JT about how maybe he could come back on maybe a 2-year deal, maybe a 1-year deal where he tries to play maybe from January on next year if he were to recover fully. Skylar, what's kind of some of your thoughts on if JT could come back maybe on a 2-year deal or maybe just for those last 2 or 3 months of the season next year?
Well, JT's in a weird situation because with the draft, you can see all these mock drafts and he's always in the round 2. So it's kind of confusing to see, like, for him, is he going to kind of hope to see if he can get drafted this year pretty early, or does he want to stay another year, show that he's the best Big 12 player in the nation again, or the Big 12 player? And then, but with him, it's such a tricky situation, though, because, like, do I stay and play college for another year and be seen as a senior? Because NBA teams don't really like an older player like that. So, but coming off an injury, it's kind of like he's kind of in the worst situation he could be in. But I would not be mad about JT Toppin coming back. That's for sure. So,
yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if you've seen some reports or thoughts out there, maybe even predictions about how maybe because this injury happened so late in the season and basically late February, that maybe he just redshirts this next year and recovers from that injury fully and then comes back for technically his 5th year. So he would come back on a 2-year NIL deal where you pay him to rehab, maybe give him, $1 million or something like that, and then that senior year you give him once again $4 to $5 million like we did this year. Once again, like Skylar said, he's in such a precarious situation. I don't know if I've ever really seen anything like this in college basketball with this high level of a player, because it really sucks for him, Skylar.
Yeah, he's in a terrible situation right now, but could you imagine if we sign him back and then we get him for March Madness next year, and we have, like, say Christian Anderson comes back and then we get some couple other stars, double-time national championships. So
absolutely.
That'd be fun.
And with the competitor that JT is, I mean, Coach McCasland talks about it, how hard he works, especially in the offseason. This past offseason, he gained 15 pounds of muscle just this offseason. He improved his three-point shooting, his free throw percentage. You saw it really start to take place in the Big 12. He was averaging close to 80% from the free throw line in Big 12 play. But maybe you could see him, you know, some ACL injuries are different than others. Some take longer than a year, some only take 9 months. If he were to recover in 9 months, he would be perfectly in line with the beginning of the regular season. So it just kind of depends. It's, once again, a really interesting situation, but obviously one that we hope, you know, hopefully he's a Red Raider next year.
I hope he comes back, and I think that's the right decision for him to come back. And things happen in mysterious ways, so I think he can work on his jump shot during this, so he can become a versatile player and then maybe get in the first-round draft pick next year. So.
And I think what you're really going to see too, unfortunately, but it could end up being a really good thing for us too. It's something that Skylar just touched on. Coach McCasland and his front office and staff and general manager Buffington, they're going to have to build this team next year with the idea that JT is probably not going to be ready if he does come back for another year. So there's going to be a lot of investment into a roster that potentially could add back the best player in the country. Could you imagine if he comes back in December and we go out and get, you know, a $15 to $20 million roster to surround himself with, and then add a guy like JT Toppin back? That's when you are really talking about a national championship contending team, just like Skylar said. So it should really, really be interesting to see. And I don't know if excited's the right word, but interested, I think, is the right word.
It is very interesting, but where else would you want to go other than Texas Tech? Because you could see with us signing all these players, we had the money to sign these guys. So I think we can come up with a way better team than we had this year, honestly, for next year. So I'm excited for next year, but speaking about this year, we're going to win a national championship, of course. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. And thank you once again, fans, for coming out and supporting us for part 2 of the Attorney Stephen Hamilton pregame live show out here at Golf Suites. And once again, if you want to come out, come enjoy the best game day and food and drink deals in town, as well as the beautiful golf bays that are right behind us. And stay tuned if you're online for part 3, as we're going to be discussing all things Iowa State. Wreck 'em. What's up, Campus Live fans, and welcome back to the Attorney Stephen Hamilton pregame live show, live here in beautiful Lubbock, Texas at Golf Suites. Once again, guys, if you just want to come out, enjoy some of the best game day deals in town, make sure to come out to Golf Suites. And also, of course, enjoy their beautiful golf bays that are sitting right behind us as well. It's a beautiful day outside. And also, we wanted to thank our sponsors once again with the Attorney Stephen Hamilton Law Group, Roofmaster, JSI Services, Paint Doctor, and the Exceptional Community Hospital for their proud support of Campus Live and the pregame live show. Skylar, in this segment, we're going to be discussing all things Iowa State, one of the best teams in the whole entire country, once again ranked as the last top #1 seed in the original March Madness rankings. Give us a little bit of a breakdown of what we can expect versus Iowa State today.
We're going to expect a hungry team with Iowa State. I thought coming in this in the beginning of the year, I thought they were going to be pretenders, but it seems to me that they're contenders this year. They love to play defense. They are a very scrappy team. They will get down on the floor, get dirty, get rebounds, throw a couple elbows in, you know. But I think we just have to kind of stay with them with the aggressive wise. And they're led by Tamin Lipsey. He's an absolute great guard, and he likes to control the tempo for them. And I think if Christian Anderson is just going back and forth with him, it's going to be a very good game for us.
Yeah, Iowa State sitting at 24-4, the #4 ranked team in the country. They're ranked 7th in KenPom and 9th in the Bart Torvik, two of the best and the top analytical sites to look at for college basketball, and they are ranked top 20 offensively and top 10 defensively, according to both of those sites as well. Just like Skylar said, they're one of the best defensive teams in the whole entire country and one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. They are 7th best in the whole entire country, and they are elite at turning the ball over on teams, especially at home. And that's why you've seen them have huge wins this year. They have wins over St. John's, Purdue on the road. They beat them by 23, a team in Purdue that absolutely blew us out in the Bahamas.
Wow.
They've beaten Iowa, they've beaten Kansas and Houston at home as well. What's kind of funny, though, is one of their 4 losses is actually versus the Cincinnati team that we just played. So you have to wonder if Coach McCaslin might use some of those similar strategies that Cincinnati did versus Iowa State. But TJ Otzelberger, one of the best coaches in the whole entire country, and once again, he has a very, very good team. He's very similar to Coach McCaslin in the way that he gets the most out of his guys. They're not the most talented team, but they're veteran-led. They play really, really tough defense, and they shoot the three-point clip at an extremely high rate. And they are led by the best three-point shooter in the country, and Milan Momcilovic, who's shooting over 50% from three with over 200 attempts from three this year. That's one of the best seasons ever in the history of college basketball.
For sure. I saw him hit a fadeaway corner three against Kansas, and that was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, that's insane.
He's one of the best shooters you will ever see in college basketball. And not only with Momcilovic, they also have one of the best and most versatile players in the whole entire country, leading their front court, Joshua Jefferson. Him and Tamin Lipsey, like Skylar said, they are the veteran leaders of this squad and the defensive anchors, really, of this team. Joshua Jefferson averages 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, almost 2 steals and a block per game. He's kind of like JT Toppin light in a way. Besides him as well, they are also led their other freshman guard, Killian Toure. He averages close to 9 points per game, but he is also a defensive assassin, averaging close to 2 steals per game as well. Skylar, it's going to be a very, very tough matchup versus one of the best defenses in the country.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a boxing match today. They're kind of a similar team with us when it comes to getting stagnant at times, because I think they do get stagnant on offense and they don't know where the offense is going to come from at times. But I think that could be really good for us against them, because when they do get stagnant and we're on fire, nobody's going to stop us. So I think we just have to keep rolling and then not get to their tempo. They love to hold the ball past half court. They'll hold the ball, they'll be aggressive on defense, and they're a good scrappy team. This is a team that could win a national championship if you think about it. But I think we can really, with JT out, teams don't really know how to play us, because we're kind of just like a wild card now. Like, who's going to be throwing 20-point game for us? Is it going to be Christian Anderson? Is it going to be Atwell, Watts, Petty? It could be from anybody, even anybody off the bench. So that's what makes us a scary team against this team. So I think we can really come out and punch them in the mouth.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big challenge for our guards today. And I think if our guards do play well today, similarly to the Cincinnati-Kansas State game, you will see this game be very close. I know the spread is 10.5 right now, but if our guards play up to their ability today, I can promise you this game will be a 1 or 2 possession game at the end of the second half. But that does not mean that our guards are not going to absolutely have their hands full today. Once again, this Iowa State team, they turn you over, especially at home. They don't lose at Hilton, and they haven't lost this year at home. And you've seen them, play teams like Houston. I'm pretty sure Houston had their most turnovers in a game this year versus Iowa State.
It gets rowdy in that stadium.
Yeah.
Like when I was watching them, I felt like I could feel I was in the stadium. They're absolutely electric. I would love to play there and go watch them play over there. But yeah, that's just like a great home team.
Yeah, and they call it, the magic of Milton and that arena. It's really crazy, and that's what's, I think, going to be a really tough challenge for the Red Raiders today. And honestly, in many ways, kind of in a similar way to us at Texas Tech, they play similarly, like I said earlier, to how we did when we had JT. They have a very strong front court. They shoot elite from the three-point line, and they have a really good point guard. Now, though, without JT, our bigs are going to be tested big time today. And we can talk about our guards and how they'll play versus Tamin Lipsey and Traore, but seeing a guy like Milan Momcilovic, he's probably going to live more on the perimeter in this game, but they're two bigs down low with Blake Buchanan and obviously Joshua Jefferson. Blake Buchanan, that's a guy we haven't really touched on. He's one of the best rebounders and offensive rebounders in the whole entire Big 12. He is extremely athletic, and he lives around the rim. That's why he averages at 1 block per game. He is a very versatile piece of their squad, Skyler, and it's going to be very tough for our front court today.
That guy's an absolute dog. I think he could go play tight end for Iowa State, honestly.
Yeah.
He's just a big dude that likes to get boards and goes up. He's a great post. I would love him to be on Texas Tech, but I think we can match up well because we have so much guards and so much shooting power against them, but we just have to kind of not get flustered by their defense. But I think Texas Tech does shoot pretty much better on the road at times. I've seen Donovan Atwell make about almost 12 threes against Baylor on away. So if he's hot, then I think we're going to be doing great. Christian Anderson, go to the rack, pass it out to Atwell, 3, and that's game.
Yeah, and I think, too, what you're going to see in this game, I think you're going to see a lot of Josiah Mosley. We discussed him earlier. He is a guy that's athletic enough to stay with guys like Joshua Jefferson and Blake Buchanan. They're similarly built. Joshua and Blake, they're not the tallest front court guys you ever see. They sit around 6'8", 6'9", similar in stature to Josiah, both being extremely athletic like Josiah himself. So I think that you're going to see a lot of him today, especially if you see Luke Bamboya. He kind of got bullied around a little bit versus Cincinnati. I think you're going to see a lot of Josiah today, and he's going to be a huge piece versus obviously a better front court than the one we just saw. Everyone's got to be on their A-plus game today, Skyler.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a dogfight, so we need somebody that's going to get down and get ready to get dirty. So I think we do have a better game. The spread is kind of crazy, 10.5 points, but I think Texas Tech could pull it off. We've seen crazier things happen in NCAA basketball, so I think we can do it.
Yeah, and I think, once again, it's our guards can keep us in this game for sure. Thank you, fans, once again for coming out and supporting us. And once again, if you want the best game day food and drink deals in town, make sure to come out here to Golf Suites. Come join us for the Texas Tech and Iowa State game. Tip-off is in about 20 minutes. And also, if you're online, stay tuned for our last segment. It's going to be the prediction segment. This is one of the biggest college basketball Saturdays we've seen all year. There's a ton of ranked matchups today. We're going to be discussing games that have already happened and games that are upcoming with the Texas Tech game. So stay tuned for the last part and part 4. And as always, wreck 'em.
Wreck 'em.
What's up, Campus Live fans, and welcome back to the Attorney Stephen Hamilton pregame live show. Live here from beautiful Golf Suites here in Lubbock, Texas. It's a beautiful day today. Once again, fans, if you want to come out, have the best game day deals in town, make sure to come out to Golf Suites and also enjoy the beautiful golf bays that are right behind us if you want to play some golf. What a day we have, and what a show we've had so far, Skylar. And once again, we just want to thank our sponsors as well, with Roof Master, JSI Services, Paint Doctor, and the Exceptional Community Hospital for their proud support of Campus Live. This is the fun segment, Skylar. We're going to be having our predictions, maybe even having a return of one of our most fun segments this year called Jets Bets. That might be here just in a second, but first, we're going to be discussing all things Kansas and Arizona first.
Well, the Kansas and Arizona game is going to be real fun to watch because you got Darren Peterson, the best player in the country, going against the best team in the country, really, other than Duke, obviously. But Kansas is built on just kind of like a fast-tempo team. And then you see Darren Peterson, Melvin Council, and then Badinga. Wow, Badinga has been playing absolutely amazing. And I've been hearing conversation about him being Defensive Player of the Year. So I think those three guys could be first-round draft picks this year. And then even Arizona, they have Ko Peak coming back from injury, and he missed 3 games from an ankle sprain, I believe, or a lower leg injury. But Ko Peak, and then you got Braden Burries as well. Just a great team. It's just going to be a great matchup. And then this can kind of see if Kansas is for real or not, because you saw them lose to Cincinnati by double-digit points. So I would like to see if Darren Peterson's going to play the full game today. Do you think he'll play the full game today? Because I think he's kind of having, like, a lot of people with that criticism. But if I bet on Kansas, you better play today, Darren. You better.
Yeah, this is going to be one of the biggest games of the whole entire season. Obviously, really, Arizona's only loss when they were at full strength was actually versus Kansas on the road on Big Monday, and Darren Peterson didn't even play in that game.
Yeah.
So that's what's so crazy about this matchup, because even though we did beat Arizona, I will say, Ko Pete didn't play in that second half. Even though he wasn't much of a factor in the first half, Arizona can say Ko Pete did not play in that second half. And I think that when Arizona's been at full strength this year, they absolutely can rival Duke and Michigan as one of the other best teams in the whole entire country. And the fact that this line is also sitting at 10.5 versus a Kansas team that already beat them without Darren Peterson. But Kansas, as of late, they had lost 2 of 3, but then they destroy Houston at home, which was really crazy to see. I think Arizona, though, today, they want revenge. Having Ko Pete back, Braden Burris, he's one of the best guards in the whole entire country, Jaden Bradley, and then, of course, getting Ko Pete back. But also, Anthony De La Rosa has really found his shooting stroke once again. Earlier on this year, he was only averaging about 17% from the three-point line. This is a guy that's normally sitting around the 40% range. I think Arizona just has too much firepower in this game, Skylar. Being on the road for Kansas, they have not been a good road team this year, and I think Arizona, they win and actually cover 92-79 versus Kansas.
I think Arizona comes out on top of this one as well, because after Kansas lost to Cincinnati, they didn't really look like they were matching well with Darren Peterson playing the full game. And it's kind of like, who do you pass it to? Melvin Council, that's been there your whole year, or the best player in the country? So it's kind of like a little mix-up in chemistry-wise. So, and there's a little bit too much adversity going, or too much controversy going on for Kansas. But I'll take Arizona with an 86-76 victory. Yeah.
All right, so the backdoor cover right there, that little win by 10.
Yeah. It's going to be right on the line.
Yeah.
You know how Vegas is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then this next game, really these next 2 games, the 2 of the biggest games in the SEC this year. The SEC not nearly as deep as we've seen the past few years, but these are, I would say, pretty obviously the 4 best teams in the SEC. Bama versus Tennessee. This is a huge matchup once again in the SEC today. Tennessee at home with Jacoby Gillespie and Nate Ahmet. Nate Ahmet, one of the best freshmen in the country. He will be a lottery pick next year in the draft. They are a very talented squad, and they had been playing better, but then you see them lose to teams like Missouri this past week. And when Tennessee is losing these games, it's because they shoot 132nd from 3 in the country. They are 134th from the 2-point line. They're 273rd in free throw percentage, and they turn the ball over at extremely high rate, 265th in the country. So when you see that's why they have 8 losses, That's why you're like, man, why do they play so bad some nights? But then they go out and they can beat anyone in the country when they play up to their ceiling. I mean, they beat Houston in the first month of this year. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup because Bama winning 7 games in a row coming in, probably the second hottest team in the SEC behind Florida. And LeBaron Philon is playing out of this world right now for Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama's been a very good team recently these past couple of years. So it's kind of like upsetting seeing them come off in a slow type of year this year because I love to watch Alabama play. But the SEC hasn't been that much as good as the Big 12 this year. But Alabama is very good on offense. But the only thing that will be bad for Alabama is their defense. At times, the defense, they can get lazy, won't get boards, and kind of just lose a little bit of that tempo, on defense that you need and that intensity. But I think I like Alabama today. Coming off a 7-win streak and then Tennessee, I like Alabama.
Yeah, I think that absolutely you could see Alabama go in and win this game. But because of their defense, kind of like how you just talked about, I am going to take the home team in Tennessee because Tennessee does have one of the top 10 best defenses in the whole entire country. They are at home. They are favored by 4.5. I don't think they cover the 4.5. I think this is a really close game, one possession at the end. Tennessee wins a very close one, 77-74 over Alabama.
I like that a lot. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game, but Tennessee does limit second chance opportunities on defense. So it's kind of just a high-powered offense versus a very pretty good defense for Tennessee. So I'm going to take Alabama today. I'm going to go Alabama 73 to Tennessee 67.
Nice. And also the next game in the Big 12 today, Arkansas is traveling to Florida. This Florida team, well, first off, I think these are the 2 best teams in the SEC. Even though Arkansas lost on the road to Alabama just a few weeks ago in that crazy double overtime game when Darius Acuff dropped 49 points and LeBaron Philon, I'm pretty sure he had 40 himself. I think, though, that this Arkansas team, as good as they are, we obviously played them earlier this year, Florida might be the hottest team in the whole entire country right now besides Duke. This is a team absolutely capable of repeating as champions this year. They have the best front court in the country with Thomas Houck, Alex Condon, and Ruben Chinyelu. But Xavier Lee, their guard from Princeton who transferred in, has really found his footing here as of late. He's been playing really, really well, and Boogie Flan has kind of started to finally find his feet for this Florida squad because at Arkansas last year, he played really well in spurts, but he then transfers to this Florida team. Now they have 6 guys on this Florida team averaging over 10 points per game. They're one of the best defensive teams in the country as well, and as good as Arkansas and Darius Acuff are, I think Florida is just on an absolute roll right now, and they cover and win this one 92-84.
I like that as well because I think this Florida team is going to go to probably the Final Four, honestly, because this team is stacked. They have great players all around, and they know how to play basketball. They're very well coached. I mean, they're the reigning champs. So Arkansas is very good. They have very talented guards. Acuff is NBA ready. That guy has not been talked about enough, I feel like, because there's so much good freshman players in this draft this year. But Darius Acuff could be, you put him on an NBA team, I think he'd give you good minutes coming off even the bench or even starting for some NBA teams. Yeah. But I like watching him play. He's a very good player, but I think Florida is just too much for them. So I got Florida winning probably about 86-73.
And also now predicting some other games, we do have Jets Bets coming in. He has some of his locks for the day. We did this segment a few shows ago, and he's actually been 6-2 in all the games he's predicted. So let's see if Jet can give us some more good predictions for today's games.
What's up, guys? All right. So I want to start with Kansas and Arizona. I saw that one as at Arizona 9.5. I don't like that. I think there's going to be a Big 12 dogfight. It's going to be close, but it does depend how y'all set up Darren Peterson. It's not Tech, so he might not play the whole game. I think that's like the only time he decides to play the entire game whenever it's against Tech. But I'm not taking that. I think it's going to be close. Arizona's not covering that right there. All right, we'll move on. Alabama, Tennessee. That one's a little closer, huh? How y'all said 4.5. What did you take it on that one?
I said Alabama's going to cover. Tennessee wins though.
I like Alabama. Dang. I don't think they cover. I think Tennessee might pull away late. A couple free throws there at the end. Maybe it's close. They pull away more than 4. All right, we'll see. Arkansas, Florida's a good one. I think that's the same as Florida. I mean, not Florida. Kansas and Arizona. Yeah, I think that's going to be a dogfight. A-Cup's going to have like 50 points. So, yeah, I think Arkansas is breaking that too. We're not taking any of these. We're not taking any of these today. And then we'll finish it off. Tech and Iowa State. That one 9.5 still, or is it 10.5 now? Yeah, we're not taking that. Texas Tech's going to shoot the lights out today. They're going to break that too. So we're not taking any of the spreads today for Jets bets. I think, did you boys disagree with any of those?
We'll see about Texas Tech, but we did say that I said Arizona would cover. Skyler, he barely had Kansas on the back door covering that one. Tennessee and Alabama, we had Tennessee. I have Bama covering, so does Skyler. And then obviously Florida, we both have Florida covering their spread. So should be a really interesting day. We'll see if Jet taking all the underdogs today. It's an underdog day. We'll see. We're about to talk about Texas Tech, and fans in our Paving the Way to Victory segment. JSI Services is a proud partner of Campus Live, and be sure to visit their website at jsiservicesllc.com to learn about their asphalt/paving services, earth and dirt works, concrete and gutter paving, crack fill, seal coating, and stripping services. And thank you once again to JSI Services for their proud support of Campus Live and the Attorney Stephen Hamilton pregame live show. First key to victory in this game for me, Skyler, it's our three-point shooting. We have to be able to shoot the ball good today to keep Iowa State's bigs off of the glass, because I think it's going to be a struggle all day trying to score inside, especially without JT Toppin. So if we want to be able to score at will today, Skyler, I think we absolutely have to shoot the three ball well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to have to control the tempo as well. Controlling the tempo with this Iowa State team, we cannot fall to victim of their defense. So I think we got to control the tempo, shoot the three well, and just kind of play at our pace, a very fast pace. We're going to play a little bit smaller, I'm sure, today, but we also got to protect the basketball. We cannot turn the ball over against the Iowa State team, because once that stadium starts rocking and we get down in a lead, it's going to be hard to come back.
Absolutely. I completely agree about protecting the ball today. If we turn it over at a high clip today, this game could be over, maybe 10 minutes into the second half, because that's how good this Iowa State team is at home. I think besides that, though, I think rebounding today is going to be huge. You've seen us rebound at a really high clip as a team ever since JT has gone out. But respectively, that was versus Kansas State and Cincinnati. Today is a whole entire different beast versus Iowa State in their front court. We have to give ourselves more opportunities to score, especially with second chance opportunities. We've got to be able to get on the offensive glass, get a few more second chance opportunities than normal. And also on the defensive glass, we cannot give Iowa State second chance opportunities, especially at home. We have to be able to be close in the rebounding today. And honestly, we need to win the rebounding battle today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we need to also have balanced scoring as well. We need to see kind of a 30-point combined night with Donovan Atwell and LaJuan Watts. We need that second player that Christian Anderson can kind of feel like he doesn't have to do the whole workload. So we do need a huge night from Christian Anderson. I'd say about 25 to 30 points from him. And then hopefully Donovan Atwell and LaJuan Watts have another 20-point game each. So, and then I hope Jalen Petty starts getting some more shots up. But I think if they start playing well, I think we have a very good chance.
Yeah, it should be a really interesting one. And, you know, the last two times we've been on the road versus top 5 teams, I've actually picked against Texas Tech, and then my partner right here has picked us to win. So I think we got to keep the tradition going today. I think Iowa State, they do win a close one. I think Texas Tech covers that 10.5, though. Even being without JT, I think his presence is really going to be felt for the first time this season, not having him. I think our guards, they keep it close scoring today, but I think Iowa State, they pull away late in the second half and they win 74-67.
I got us today. Again, I predicted us to beat Arizona, so, and I was only off by 1 point each. So I got us winning today again. So I might as well keep it rolling. So I'm gonna get Texas Tech 75 to, you know what, Iowa State's 69. All right.
Wow. Six-point victory on the road without JT. That would absolutely catapult us right back up to that 3-seed line.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Yeah.
We're going to do it.
And obviously that game tips off here just in a couple of minutes. So fans, once again, if you want to come out to Golf Suites, enjoy the Texas Tech versus Iowa State basketball game. It should be a good one. Obviously, the best game day deals in town out here at Golf Suites and the beautiful golf bays in the back. Come out, join us, come watch the game. And that'll wrap things up here. And Skyler, you got any last words?
Just come out to Golf Suites. It's a beautiful day out here, and just come join us and come watch the game with us. And that's it. Let's go Texas Tech.
Yeah,
Raider power, baby. Wreck them.
Rackham.